Hey everybody, we are doing just a quick test of the stream, kind of running a few minutes late as we're kind of doing our countdown here. So, but we just want to make sure that everything is you can see us, you can hear us, and all of that fun stuff. If you can, go ahead and type in, and we will be able to see that and know that we have made contact with everybody. I will try and do my best during the broadcast today because my hand is still killing me. So we are hoping for the best. So looks like you can see us and hear us. All right, we're going to go ahead and put up the countdown, and we will see you guys in about 10 minutes. Hey everybody, good evening and welcome to Live Lessons. Hey, I'm Steve Krenz. We are coming at you live from Gruhn Guitars here in Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. It's going to be a fun night, and we're going to be learning some Christmas songs. Now, I put up the PDF on our Guitar Gathering website, our community website there, so you have to actually be logged in to actually download the materials. We're working on a different way to do that, but currently that's what it is. So if you haven't had a chance to yet, go to the thread. I'm sure some of our guys will put that up in the chat, and you can go there and download the PDF that we're going to be talking about tonight for learning some of these Christmas songs. If you can, hey, type in where you're from. I'm seeing some folks are already doing that. KC, South Carolina. I was just in South Carolina yesterday. I was in South Carolina yesterday at, we were North Carolina, South Carolina. Linwood, Washington, good to see you. St. Paul, Minnesota. Joliet, Illinois. Katy, Texas, good to see you. All my Texas folks. Norfolk, Virginia. Kearney, New Jersey. New Hampshire. Andy, good to see you from Houston. Diane, good to see you from Delaware. Dave, I was in Asheville, North Carolina. I tell you, Asheville, it looks like a pretty town, but I got a flat in Asheville, and we couldn't get it fixed because it was so busy, and we had to drive 400 miles home, and just, on our little, donut tire there that they have for us. But we made it to home, so I'm glad we didn't have to call you up there, Dave White, to come get me out of a ditch somewhere. But we had a good time in Asheville when we were there just over this 2 days ago. So I have been having problems with my hand. Some of you have referenced that. So this will actually be the most playing I've done in about a month. So we will see how it goes. If it doesn't go real well, then we are going to do maybe we'll do a live talk and question and answers. So all right, here we go. I'm going to start us off with a little Christmas song. This is "Hark the Herald Angels Sing." I've got my nylon string guitar here, and we're actually running through the amp, so it gets a little bit of a different sound. If that sounds all right to everybody, let me check my tuning here real quick. Nothing worse than being out of tune. Sorry, we are just tonight's kind of a little bit more of a relaxed night. Did you guys enjoy Johnny Highland we had last time? I saw we had over 3,000 views already on that video from Johnny Highland from just last week. So really wild. And he is already, I think if they have not left yet, they are in the process of packing the moving van. So he is on his way out, so I'm so glad we got him. All right, that sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, I'll do the best we can. Please be forgiving tonight with my tendonitis here, but I'll try and do what I can. There you go, a little bit of Hark the Herald Angels Sing to get us started off with tonight. We've already got a couple of questions there. Jonathan is asking, how do I avoid feedback? Well, with this situation, it is actually pretty easy because we're actually at a pretty low volume right now. So even though it may sound plenty full to you, we're actually at pretty low volume here in Gruhn's. And so that is one way. You also can get a little plastic circle thing that fits down in here. That is a feedback buster, and that really helps the sound from going inside the guitar and thus coming out right here. Now this guitar is great for small, low audio, softer environments. Boy, I've been on the stage though, and I've almost thrown this guitar across the room. I was so frustrated with it, just full of feedback and things like that. So I got a feedback buster for it, which was actually too large, so I had to cut and make my own feedback buster for this guitar, and that works out a lot better. One thing I do though, when I have to do live things that are big things, I use my Gruhn nylon string guitar that I bought, and that is lifesaver. It's like $800. I got it from Sweetwater, and that thing is worth its weight in gold. You just cannot get that thing to feed back, so because there's just no sound hole, and so it can fake a good nylon string sound enough for a loud live environment. So that's what I use. But here, since it's softer, I'll use this. Okay, great. Let's take a look at some of these songs that I downloaded. Actually, these are from Bill Cooley. Do y'all remember Bill? He was here about 2 months ago. Legendary sideman guitar player here in Nashville. And Bill, y'all didn't know this, but Bill actually left these arrangements with me in hopes of teaching them. He didn't get to have time to, but what a brilliant player, and I've been meaning to get back to these arrangements of them. So I want to just take a look at them. Let's take let's take a look at the first song. Now I'm going to kind of, on your sheet, I believe the first song is, I don't know, Joy to the World or something like that. Let's take a look at actually the next one, which is the First Noel. Now, these are all built off of triads and inversions of chords. So it's really almost an exercise in triads and inversions. So let's first talk about what that is. So a C chord, like a C major chord, involves 3 notes, right? A C, an E, and a G. So if I add these 3 notes together, that is a C major triad. Well, if I just put them in a different order, like I move this C up to the next chord tone, which would be an E. I move this E up to a G, the next chord tone. I move this G up to a C. I end up with this inversion, using only the last 3 strings. So do you see how this is a C chord, C, E, G? This is a C chord, E, G, C. So it doesn't matter what order they're in, it's all a C chord. Now the next one up here is a G, a C, and an E. If I played it open, that would be this one, which is the same as up here at the 12th fret. So that's the inversions of a major chord, C major in this situation. If I did it in F, it would be here with the root is on the first string in this inversion. The root is on the second string in this inversion. The root is on the third string in this inversion. Now I can do those on other strings as well. You can do all kinds of them. You know, different ones, different combinations. Now, the main ones that he's going to be using here are the ones on the first 3 strings and the ones on the second 3 strings. Okay? So the first 3 strings we already went through. You have this one. You have this one, you have that one. If I wanted to do minor, let's say F minor, now I have F, C, and A flat, and then the F minor triad would be here. The F minor here would be there. Those are the F minor ones. All right, now between the majors and the minors, that's about 95% of these entire arrangements. He throws in a couple seventh ones every now and then, but that's basically it. So let me play this first Noel for you. A very simple arrangement. I'll try and slow it down as much as I can here for you. That's the first Noel. Very kind of a basic arrangement of the piece, but it's done almost entirely in inversions. Okay, so let's see what he's doing here. Almost all of these are on the upper three strings between majors and minors. So here's the deal. There's the first one. He's got the tab written out here. A lower version of that C. A minor. When he has that circle, if you look at the tab at the bottom, you have this circle on there, kind of an oval thing. That's telling you that's a bar. Okay? Or maybe that's what it's. I thought it was telling you is a bar, but actually, what I think it's probably telling you now that I look at it is that it's a half note. I think that's probably what he's trying to indicate there. See, it's always a tricky thing in tab. It does not indicate, most tabs do not indicate rhythm. And so you have to kind of, different players kind of have to figure out a way to notate rhythm. So I think that's what he's trying to do there. That's, when it's circle around it, I guess that means that it is a half note. Okay, so from the top again. This upper version of an F. There you go. Write down the inversions. Here's the upper inversion of a C, middle inversion of a C, a kind of an intermediate version of a G7, and then you have the lower version of a C. So it goes right. You cover all of them right there. Okay, the second part of the song, a good first minor inversion there on that E minor. That same, or a different minor inversion there. That G7, the next to last measure, or two measures before the end, you have that C, F, then this G7 is a D, an F, and a B. There's a regular G. If I drop that seventh down the F, that's what that is. So a really simple arrangement of what's going on there. We had one question here. Neil is saying, camera is too far out. Please zoom in. Zoom in, they're saying. Okay. That's the first Noel. Any questions on that? You guys are so quiet today. All right, I'm not seeing any questions. So let's go. The second one I wanted to look at, we're going to skip Joy to the World right now and go right to O Come All Ye Faithful. Now, you'll notice there's pages that have the triads located or triads listed there. So if you want to kind of find those triads on chord blocks, you have these sort of pages that have all of the triads listed there. So there you go. All right, here we go. O Come All Ye Faithful. Let me try and play that one here for you real quick. There you go. On "O Come All Ye Faithful," again, it's just those triads. So here's how I practice those guys. If I'm wanting to learn how to do triads, I would just do them like this. F major. If you want to go up, you can. I can't really get there on this acoustic, especially with my hand. Okay? And then I would just go up to maybe G and do the same thing. Then maybe A. I can't get that with my hand. You'll notice they'll start flipping down, so like if I did B flat, there's the lower one, which was way up here, now it's down here. C. And once you kind of do that about 50 times, you get where these inversions are at, and they're not quite so unfamiliar to you. Like as I'm reading this "O Come All Ye Faithful," all I'm really doing is looking at the melody note and then looking at the chord and filling in the inversion underneath there. That's what we're doing there. Okay, so that's a little bit on "O Come All Ye Faithful." Jonathan is saying, how many fingers on my right hand am I using? Well, at this point, I was just using kind of thumb 1 and 2 since they're basically 3-note chords. So sometimes I'll do that. But I can also use just a downstroke with my thumb, which kind of sounds fine too. I mean, it sounds nice with this nylon string guitar. Just a simple arrangement like that. Now, there are other arrangements that we have worked on in the past. We've done Silent Night, and I tried to kind of do something different with these. So take a look at some of these. Let me kind of go through "O Come All Ye Faithful" for you in case there's any questions, and then we can move on to other things. So this is "O Come All Ye Faithful" again. So you have the G, regular root position, or with the root on top, G. Then I go to the next string down, that inversion. So do you see how, just look and think, kind of be a guitar thinker here for a second. Do those look familiar? That's all part of that G chord. Those are all part of that G chord. So when you're looking at a G chord, it's not just that shape, there's all sorts of little triads in the middle of it. Okay? So from the "O Come All Ye Faithful," we do both these inversions, then we go to a D with the 5th in the upper note, then down here at the bottom. This is the major triad with the 3rd as the upper note on the G. Little passing tone here. Here's a minor triad, an E minor, D. Now it switches it up. He gives you this kind of a 7th form of a triad, a G, a C sharp, and an E, right there. So that one's a little bit different. Then back up on measure 7. Here's that A7th form again, the lower ones. Okay, now we jump all the way up to the top. This is the G major with the 5th in the bass, or 5th in the melody note. There's that 3rd melody note. This one's a little bit different. This is like a D7 with the root, the F sharp, and then the flatted 7th right there. Kind of a different shape from all the others. All these are just like normal. There's that A7th again. A minor with the bar there. Sorry. Major, major, minor. This one's a little bit different. A C sharp, an E, and a G. That's a different shape from all the others. D major, G, C, G, and a D. All right. Neil is saying, let's not have Steve play too much. Yes, I agree. My tendinitis is getting better, a little bit better each day. But yes, I have been. I'm doing ice, where I have ice on it for a while and then not for a while, and back on it now. So it's getting a little bit better, and it's just the stupidest thing that hurts it. A bar chord like this chord when I was doing the opening song, when I really extend my first finger, man, brutal, kills me. Any sort of bar like that is really painful. But hey, I'm thankful to be able to play. Last week I couldn't even do that, so I'm really thankful that I can even do that. Sharon is saying, if using a capo, would you change anything else or still use the same shapes? Well, yes, you'd still use the same shapes, but they would be moved up however far you have your capo up. So if I have my capo at the first fret, let's say, then I would be playing all of these just up 1 fret's worth. If my capo's on 2, then I would be playing these same triads just up 2 frets worth. So, Plantsman, is there any way to work a bass note into it? Yes, there sure is. Like if I just didn't want to have to do this arrangement of it. Okay, so I'm going to try and do, here we've got this O Come All Ye Faithful. It's written in G. I'm going to try and do an arrangement of it just on the spot by just looking at the chords. Okay, and I'm going to add bass notes to it, and I'm going to try and avoid bar chords, as you'll see me do that. So let me see if I can just come up with something. Now, normally I would do this big stretch, but that's going to kill me, so I'm going to maybe do tenths. Let's see. Let's see. Might do a little walk down there. Now it goes way up here to this D, so I got to think of how I can play a G chord with that. I could do that. Maybe I could add the bass if it doesn't hurt me too much. Substituted an A minor for that D7th. Then we'll go back to the G. I would just stay on the G for that. I can't do that low G. Okay, I don't like that. Let's do it in D. Play it again. Okay, so that's a little arrangement. Some of it's an arrangement I kind of worked out earlier, but some of that I was just kind of faking my way through. What I like about that there at the end is it has this contrary motion where one part is going up. All right, so this part's going down. So it's kind of going down. The other part's going up while it's going down. So you have contrary motion, we say in the biz. I'll do that again. I should write that arrangement out. I haven't. Some of these arrangements I've written out, some of them I haven't, but that's one that I do a lot, so I should probably write that one out. So anyway, we'll get back to more of those triad arrangements here in a second. Let's give something away. Let's give something away. I want to give away. What do we have? This is a CD from Dan Bankhurst when Dan Bankhurst was here. Great fingerstyle player here in Nashville. And Dan was on the show, I don't know, about a year ago, and he left a couple of CDs. This is one. It's autographed by Dan. It's got a few of his great songs on it. Somebody's about to win this. The winner of this is Tim Bowman. Tim Bowman, you have just won a Dan Bankhurst CD. Send me your information, Tim, at service@mightyoakmusic.com, and we can get this out to you, mailing address, things like that. Everybody who wins tonight also gets a acoustic guitar magazine. We'll send a few of those away, too, as well. All right. Hey, as far as resources, I've been trying to kind of put a few things up. We have some guitar gathering resources, which I'm really excited about. We have our guitar gathering mug. Maybe we can get a shot of this over here. This is... we had these made up. We only had like 48 of them made up, and I think we've sold about 30 of them so far. So we've got some brown ones, and we've got some blue ones. They're a 10-ounce mug. They're fantastic ceramic. Each one of them is different. We have ones that are brown, dark brown, with kind of a sandy top, and we've got some that are blue with a dark or more of a powder blue top. And I think we've got those in the store now. So if you're interested... for the guitar player in your life, and you want to get them a guitar gathering mug, now's your shot. So it's got our design right there, and it's a great mug. So anyway, if you're interested, come on, get you one of those. They're great. We only have literally about 10 of one and 8 of the other. So if you're interested, go ahead and order them, and we will. Get those out to you. I also want to talk about a little bit about resources. I don't have any in the store this time, but this is a great resource that I use a lot of times for Christmas music. If you're looking for stuff, we've had this in the past. I don't have it in the store right now, but you can get this in Amazon or something like that. This is the Real Christmas Book. The Real Christmas Book. It's basically kind of like a jazz fake book, but with Christmas songs. So you have a lead line. Santa Baby, here's Santa Baby. So you got the words, you got a lead line, you got chords on it as well. And that's a great resource. Here it's $30, so you can go and get on Amazon or eBay. If you're looking for great Christmas songs, there's even play-along tracks that come along with this too, so if you find them. So there you go. Another one that I use a lot, and there's a lot of good simple arrangements out of, is this book here. And we offered this a couple of Christmases ago. Put up by our good friends over at Alfred, called Christmas for Guitar. It's part of their In Tab series. These are great little simple arrangements of great classic Christmas songs. So if you're interested in some good accessible guitar arrangements, check this one out, Christmas for Guitar. It's by Alfred Publishing. You can just type that in. Thank you, our wonderful moderators, for figuring that out. Hey, I'll do an arrangement out here. Let's do Jingle Bells. I'll play it on the... Y'all were asking about this other guitar, so I'll play it on this other guitar. This is a, what is this? This is a Gibson ES-175D, 1963. I wasn't even born yet when this guitar was made. And here I am, sitting here in Gruhn's playing it. Now it's got, wow, it's got flat wound strings. Y'all can't really see this, but it's got flat wound strings on it, which makes a very great jazzy sort of sound. So, all right, so I'm going to play this little arrangement of Jingle Bells and maybe jazz it up a little bit here, see what I can come up with. See how much my hand will let me do. All right, let's see what we can come up with. A little bit of Jingle Bells there for you. Mostly an arrangement out of that the Alfred book there. So pretty cool. Randy is saying, are there CDs available for the Green Book? Yes, there are. There are play-along tracks for those. Hey, Doug, you were saying if you don't like the 1963, they have a 1960 ES-175 for $12,000. Yes, this is not $12,000. This is $6,000. ES-175. What I like about these 175 is they're not as thick as some of the L5s and things like that. So they're a little bit thinner here. Not as thin as a 335, but they're a little bit smaller bodied, and I like that. I also have the cutaway, so they work really good for jazz stuff. So if I had, let's see. Let me just play another tune here while I'm kind of warming up here a little bit. I'm going to move up here so I can, a little bit easier to play. There you go. A little bit of the Christmas song for you there on that beautiful, beautiful guitar. All right. All right. Let's get to a couple of... if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to take a break on my hands here for just a little bit. That arrangement of the Christmas song, by the way, is I'll try and put that up on our discussion board because I actually have that one written out. Randy is saying, is there a way to train my pinky to play nicely with the others? When I play an E minor 7th, my pinky bends out in an awkward angle while playing the D note on the B string, so the note isn't clean. I'm not quite sure I know what version, okay, I don't want to play. What inversion you're using there. Here's some things to do with training your pinky. Remember those dumb little finger exercises I would give you where you're doing just kind of back and forth? Those dumb little exercises like that. I mean, especially the pinky ones where you're going 4-3, 4-2, 4-1. That really helps build up that coordination on your pinky, which is naturally going to be the weakest of the digits as you're trying to build up your coordination. He shares a ligament with your third finger, so it's often really tough to get independence with your pinky. So he generally tries to do whatever the third finger is doing, so you really have to kind of train him to not do that. So those are good exercises to build independence. You know, another one dealing with stretching that I came across the other day is where you do, like I'm up here on the 5th fret, 1st string, A, 2nd finger on the F on the 2nd string, 6th fret, and then I switch them. So now the 1st finger is on the 2nd string, 2nd finger's on the 1st string. So do you see what I'm doing? Doing like that. This is helpful for finger flexibility, expanding your range, being able to get larger chords. Now we're going to do the 3rd string, and I switch those. Now I do the 4th string, so now I've got 2 strings in between. It's not meant to be musical, so don't think this is going to be musical. 3 strings in between. This is actually a classical guitar exercise. 4 strings in between. So I got my 2nd finger now is on the 6th string. Okay, everybody does pretty good with that, but when we start getting to these other combinations, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, I can't even do it. Very tough to build up coordination, but it's a great little exercise to get that, get these fingers used to larger stretches. So, Doug is saying, if I find a solution for the thumb tendon pain in my fretting hand, let me know. Hey, I will do that. Right now, I'm currently trying the where I ice it down multiple times a day, like as many times as I can do it, and then take it out, and I'm trying that on. See if that helps. Currently, I've not found much that helps. I mean, it's slowly getting better. I'm trying to not play, and so that has helped. So it is slowly getting better. I'm able to play a little bit now, but it is very frustrating not to be able to play. Neil is saying, Steve, I'm working on memorizing arpeggios, but not really understanding how they're going to be used in a solo. Could I talk about that? Well, yeah, I wish, I don't have it here at the tip of my, I wish I was at the computer, I could tell you, but if you, there's a lot of things on YouTube where it will have a guitar solo written out, a famous guitar solo or something like that, and it will show it actually written out on the staff, and you can see what's happening there. And usually about 90% of any solo is single note lines that go up or down, you know. or intervals and arpeggios. So in your question of how do I start to use arpeggios in my playing, well, you don't want to do the whole stinking 12, 20 note arpeggio, that sort of a thing. You're never going to find enough time to do that unless you play it ridiculously fast, and then you can go on tour with, you know, Steve Vai or something. Okay? So, but for us mere mortals, we're actually just going to use just a little bit of an arpeggio. So I might be doing a solo. Well, what was that? It's a G minor arpeggio, going up to the ninth. An F major arpeggio. Now I could do little jazz tricks with that. Or I'm just taking the note and going to the other notes around it. I can go maybe a step up and a step back down. Or so you can add little, you know, flourishes around the arpeggio to create a larger line. Again, I apologize, Neil. I wish I could play better to illustrate that better. We will do that in a future lesson. Dave C. is saying, when you're learning a new tune, do you only play and concentrate on that, or do you bounce around? Me, I bounce around because I've got to learn all kinds of things. So when I'm kind of playing, which is so frustrating to me that I'm not playing right now, but when I am playing a lot, I got to learn all kinds of songs. So I got to learn songs for this and songs for that. Here I got booked to play this thing 2 weeks from now with Denver and the Mile High Orchestra. We're playing a thing in Flower something, Georgia, and playing 2 shows with them. And that's a whole another 15, 20 song, 2-hour night of big band playing. I said yes, but I think I'm actually going to call him back and cancel that because I don't know if I can handle that. So, I am constantly bouncing around. So I have to learn different songs for different playing events that I have to do. And I look back and I'm amazed at all the different things that we do here on the show. I do at the university that I teach at, and in other events that I teach at as well. So I'm constantly amazed at the variety that we come across. I mean, goodness knows what. Last month we went from the Belmont Guitar Ensemble with the classical guitar students. The next week we had Johnny Hyland, and now we're doing Christmas music. So we're just everywhere. So, all right, that's about enough of all of that. I think it's about time to let's give something else away. I'm going to give away. This is kind of a Fender, kind of a coffee table sort of a book, simple book. We've had a few of these around here for a while. So the person that's going to win this is coming up. It is Dana Duvall. Dana Duvall, you've just won this Fender book, and you can send me your information at service@mightyoakmusic.com, and we will get this out to you. And should be a lot of fun. Send me your mailing address, things like that. Robert Jones is asking a question here. I can't quite see it. Steve, in a song, it kind of went past me there. Can you grab that, Hope? Steve, in a song where you have a note on the A and an arch to the D, I'm not quite sure what you mean. How do you play it? I'm not quite sure I know what you're asking there, Robert. Maybe you can clarify that a little bit. I'm so sorry. Just see if you can clarify that a little bit for me, Robert, and I'll try and answer that for you. I saw some of you guys talking about the events that we do. Our summer guitar conference, the Guitar Gathering 2019, is coming up. We've got Daniel Donato already booked for it. I talked to Johnny Highland about playing for it, and we're working on some other secret guests that are coming along as well. If you want to give for that guitar player in your life, you know, you can give gifts or you can give experiences. And one of the best guitar experiences is our 4-day summer conference here in Nashville. Get away from your life for 4 days and come out here and just hang out with guitar players and hang out doing cool guitar things. You're learning your instrument. You're learning from these great, amazing players. And we do cool things. You know, here it's Christmas time, and we're listening to, you know, Burl Ives sing Holly Jolly Christmas and all that sort of stuff. Hey, last guitar gathering, we were in the studio. We did our final night, our final day in the studio that Burl Ives recorded Holly Jolly Christmas in the exact studio that he was doing it in. Wonderful things that you can only do in Nashville. So if you're interested in a phenomenal experience this summer of doing all things guitar, check out our Guitar Gathering 2019.com, and that'll get you some of the information there. I believe it's June 12th through the 15th, and we got a great price going on it now, too. If you're interested in the fall event that we do, our Fall Fingerstyle Guitar Conference, we've already got half the slots booked for that one. That is a retreat, so everybody's all there together, and everything's covered, the food and lodging, and we've got international fingerstyle guitarist Don Ross is going to be with us next year, and we just finished up the one for 2018, and it was amazing. Those of you that went could agree with me. It was absolutely amazing. Phil Kagi and Trevor Gordon Hall and Megan Taylor Anderson and all these amazing people. And so this time we've got Don Ross, this wonderful Canadian fingerstyle guitarist, the only person in history to have won the International Guitar Fingerstyle Championship twice. The only person in history. So he's going to come to our humble little conference, so I'm excited about that. Sharon is saying, do you have any ideas for Christmas gifts for guitar players beyond the normal capos and things? Yes. In fact, I was going to start putting some stuff up. Sharon, I was going to put out an email probably about Thursday of this week and suggest a few things. Here's some things I can think of just off the top of my head. Okay, I wish I could grab a few things. I really wasn't prepared for it, but there are some great guitar stands that we love. In fact, David, grab those off the back wall there. It's a brown box-looking thing. No, right where you're headed. Freeze. Right there. Yes, grab me one of those. Yep. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, you knew where I was going. Thank you, our wonderful producer, David. All right, I love these little stands. These are put out by Cooper Stands. You can go to cooperstand.com, and these are cool little stands. Now, they're not, I mean, if you're just having it around your house and it's not going to get bumped or anything, these are a great stand because they hold it fairly securely and they look nice. Now, if you want something that's going to really hold the neck and stuff like that, this is not the stand for that. But look what this thing can do. You close it up. Oh, actually, this one, yeah, there you go. And it folds up like this. You can put it in your guitar case. And it's a cool little stand. I use these sometimes when I'm out on the road doing shows because they're just so small. You can put it away like that. And you pop out the legs like this. I should have these on the store, for goodness sakes. I'm pumping them so much. Cooper stands, they're great. Anyway, they have a double one, which I use all the time. Cool little, that's a great gift. Thanks, David. Capos are always great. You know what I've been looking into is a good strap. And I like the little neoprene straps. My ones over that I used to get from Fender. I shouldn't say Fender. I was with the Gibson Corporation for so many years. But every video you see of me playing on the Gibson course, I'm actually using a Fender strap. We had to cover up the name, so you'll notice it's blackened out there. But it's a Fender strap. It's my best strap. I love it. And they don't make them anymore. So I'm researching a couple extra companies that have these neoprene. They have a little bit of give in them, and I love those. Those are great gifts as well. Okay, enough of all that nonsense. Let's give away one more thing, then I'll try and play you one song getting out. Okay, I want to give you this is a nylon set of strings, but it's got the ball ends. These are by Labellas, and they have the ball ends. So these are great for. It's a little tough on these nylon string guitars to string them up because they don't have the ball ends, and that's what I was always thrilled when I could find a set that has a ball end. So somebody's going to win this. Pat Lindgren. Good. I'm glad Pat won them. Pat, I hope you're doing well. This is, send me your information, Pat, and we'll get this out to you. Keith is saying, what about picks? Picks are kind of a personal thing as far as giving that as a gift. I like the Dunlops 73s, the gray ones, the nylon picks. Those are my favorite. So if you want to give me a Christmas gift, hey, buy me some of those. I love those. But other than that, picks are kind of a personal thing that folks may or may not like. So there's various ones, but I would get, if you're looking for something, I would get kind of a medium thickness. Those are the most useful. Okay, enough of me talking about all that sort of stuff. We're going to take a week off and let my hand continue to heal, and then we will have a live lesson on December 18th, and we'll probably go over some more Christmas things, or if we might even have a guest. So if I can swing a guest. Again, sorry for this night was just kind of I didn't really have all of my faculties, so it was a little bit different for me to do. Let me see if I can play one more song for you just to close this out. And I wrote this arrangement out last year, so this is available probably on our website from last year. I'll see if I can play it. Nope, can't do it that way. Let me do it on the classical guitar. It'll be easier. It's a little bit easier for my hand if I play it up. So, yeah, here we go. Christmas time is here. Y'all keep up the good work in your own learning. And I will see you guys next time. I'm going to go ice my hand, and I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. Thanks. See ya.